Hello and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm gonna do something a little bit different. Today I'm gonna do a country battle royale. I'm pretty sure most of you has seen at least one of these before. Countries from a certain continent, sometimes even the whole world, get eliminated until one of them is left. And I decided to create my own battle royale. I came up with my own set of rules for this one, and I'm gonna do it in Africa first because I think Africa is like the easiest continent to do something like this without causing too much drama in the comments. Now the first thing I wanna mention is that for this battle royale, only officially recognized countries can take part in this, and you're gonna see why that is once you see how this battle royale works. This is why Western Sahara here isn't its own country, it's part of Morocco. And for those you're wondering, this map comes from the website MapShout. Really good website with lots of cool maps that you can also customize. But let me tell you how this battle royale works. It might seem a bit complicated at first. There is quite a bit to this one, but I want this to be more interesting than most of the other battle royales and not just have one random country be eliminated and that's it. No. Now for each turn there are two things that could happen. Either a war or an alliance forming or changing. I think it's best to show this battle royale with having stuff actually happen. So I'm gonna spin this. I hope it's gonna be a war because it's gonna be easier to explain that way. And it looks like we are indeed getting a war. Cool. So after a war, I'm gonna spin this wheel, which has every single African country that takes part in this. And yeah, let's see. Which country is it gonna be? Which country will start a war? And it's going to be Libya. Then the next thing, I'm gonna spin this arrow to see where Libya is going to attack. And we're going to the west. And as you could see, the west is Algeria. It's pretty straight west, so it's not Tunisia, which is more northwest. So Algeria versus Libya is going to be our first war. That's going to be an interesting one. Both these countries are pretty large, so we're really getting a big boy out here. But what will determine which one will win? And this is where probably the most interesting part of this battle royale comes in. There are 32, I like to call them challenges, and these are mostly just data, statistics, or certain things about a country, and which country ends up being better at that thing wins the war. I think this is a bit of an interesting twist to it. Now I decided to include as many of these as possible to make it as interesting as possible. Some of these are a bit morbid, some of them are more basic, like the tallest peak. And I also put a flag category on here where I'm just going to decide which country has a better flag. So that one is more based on my opinion, but the rest is pretty much based on data and statistics. I also tried to include some, let's just call them first world problem things. Stuff like CO2 emission and obesity rate to kind of give those poorer and less developed countries also a chance to shine. But there's also another way for these underdog countries, let's just call them, to shine. But we'll get to that later. For now, let's see which challenge is gonna come. It's going to be wealth inequality. That's an interesting one. So what I'm just gonna do, I'm gonna look up the statistics for the wealth inequality. I'm gonna use the Gini score for this, or GINI, I don't know how you pronounce it, and see how these two countries score. Algeria is at a 0.848, which isn't too good. The lower the better. Let's see how Libya scores, if they're even on here. They are 0.760, which means Libya is victorious, which means the largest country in terms of area is the first one to go out. Wow, that's a shocker. I was not expecting Algeria to go out this early, but wow. So yeah, what I'm gonna do then is we're just gonna remove this little border here. And to show that this is indeed Libya and not Algeria, I'm gonna add a little text over it. We're gonna make the text bigger And we're gonna make the text black too. LY. And we are moving it to there. Alright, so now Libya has a really fucking huge empire and Tunisia is completely surrounded by them. Interesting start to say the least. Alright, let's see what the second term will do. And it looks like it's gonna be another war. Okay, well, you're not gonna see yet what an alliance does, sadly. This time we're gonna do quicker. Oh, I forgot to move Algeria from the wheel. But we'll do that soon. We will do that now, don't worry. And we're getting Burkina Faso. Okay, we'll move Algeria. Okay, Burkina Faso. Let's see where the arrow lines. And it's once again going straight west. And that is Mali. So Burkina Faso versus Mali is our second conflict. And let's see which challenge will decide the winner this time. Thank God it's not suicide. Wait. Education. All right, we have the education index and we'll see. Here the higher the better. Burkina Faso, where are we? We're at a 0.32. That is not a very good score. And not every African country has to be at. I mean, look at Eswatini, but there's 0.71. But where is Mali? Are they better? Okay, Mali is actually somehow even worse at a 0.25. Wow, that is really low. Is that the lowest? I wonder who's the lowest. Wow, Mali actually has the lowest. That is really unlucky for Mali to get the challenge that they are the worst at. That is really unfortunate. But this means that Mali is the second country to go out of this. So it seems like that the large countries are not doing very well so far. We're gonna abbreviate Burkina Faso as BF. Could also stand for boyfriend, but whatever. But yeah, Burkina Faso now got a whole lot bigger. Because they literally just eliminated one of the biggest countries. Two of the largest countries going out early. That is interesting. Third term, let's hope we get an alliance this time. And we won't, we are getting a war again. Oh my goodness. We're getting lots of wars. We're gonna remove Mali from the wheel. We still have 52 countries left, so still many chances for an alliance to come. And oh my goodness, don't tell me it's Tunisia. Oh, okay, it's Uganda. That would be crazy if Tunisia would have come, because Tunisia can only attack Libya, because Libya took over Algeria. And the arrow points southeast west and southeast. Oh, that is, Uganda is this. Southeast could be both Tanzania or Kenya. Although I'm honestly more leaning towards Kenya, personally. Like, because Tanzania, the border does kind of go a little bit, you know. I'm gonna say it's Kenya. I'm gonna say it's Kenya. So, Uganda versus Kenya. Let's see. Which challenge is it gonna be this time? It's the average IQ. Holy shit, why are there so many African countries with no scores here? That is unfortunate. But we do have both Kenya and Uganda, and oh, it seems like Kenya is a little bit better. 91.69 versus 88.49, which means Uganda is the loser here, making this the first conflict where the aggressor lost, which means Uganda is the one going out this time. And we're gonna put in KE on there for Kenya. Alright, I hope we're getting an alliance now so I can show you guys what that does, because that will also make things a whole lot more interesting too. Please an alliance, please an alliance, please an alliance, please an alliance. Oh, come on, you gotta be shitting me. You know what? I'm gonna skip the war this time. This can't be a, like, this has to be a joke. Like, this has to be a joke. Come on, I want an alliance now. I want to show you guys what an alliance is. There you go. Alright, my goodness. 50-50 chance that I get war all the fucking time. So, how an alliance works, we're gonna remove Uganda first off. Where's Uganda over here? So, alliance basic, what it pretty much does is that two countries will join alliance. So, I'm gonna spin one country, which ends up being Guinea. And I'm gonna spin again, and these two countries are gonna form an alliance. Guinea and who's it gonna else? Who's it also gonna be? Sudan or no, it's Tanzania. So Guinea and Tanzania are forming an alliance. And what I'm gonna do here is that I'm just gonna give them both colors to show that they're in alliance. Let's make a green. I think green fits well to both of these. So we're making Guinea green and Tanzania. And whoops, there's our first bond, our first alliance. Isn't that nice? And also you're wondering what an alliance does. What it basically means is that a country like Ivory Coast, for example, will attack Guinea, but will also attack Tanzania too. Which means if, for example, GDP per capita comes up, Ivory Coast needs to have a better GDP per capita than both Guinea and Tanzania. Ivory Coast has a better GDP per capita than Guinea. If it's worse than Tanzania, it still loses, which means Ivory Coast will be a part of Guinea. That's pretty much what an alliance does. There's more as we go later on to it, as we get more and bigger alliances, but that's basically the basics of it. Alright, we finally got alliance. And we got alliance again, cool, I'm happy with that, Less conflict and more bonding. And this time the countries forming alliance are going to be Egypt and Namibia. I first thought it was going to be Mozambique, but nope. Alright, Egypt and Namibia. Which color am I gonna choose for this? I think I'm gonna choose a red for these. Boom. Boom. There you go. That's the red alliance. Next term. Okay, now we're getting a war again. Let's see, maybe we can get a war with one of the countries that isn't an alliance. It would definitely be interesting for sure. And oh, Burkina Faso is really fucking aggressive. That is the second war that they are starting. Let's see where we're gonna take this time. Oh, they're going northwest. Is that? Yeah, with them taking Mali, that's going to be Mauritania. Whoever's gonna win this one will have a lot of land. So let's see what the deciding challenge is going to be. Oh, come on, not IQ again. Come on, tallest peak. There you go, tallest peak. Alright, let's see. Burkina Faso. We're only gonna count in the regular Burkina Faso, like in real life. Not the one with Mali in it, because that's kind of unfair, I think. Mount Tenakuru. I probably butchered that. Only 747 meters. That's not a lot. So Burkina Faso, rather flat country as it seems. Let's see Mauritania. Mauritania. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. 950 meters. Also not very tall, but it's taller than Burkina Faso. So Burkina Faso's dream of a big empire has already ended. Their shows the aggressive route and it ended up being their own end, you could say. Alright, goodbye Burkina Faso and hello Mauritania. I'm gonna do Mauritania, our MT. I gotta do MT. MT is gonna be Mauritania and MR is going to be Mauritius. Alright, Mauritania now has a really huge piece of land. 3 countries pretty much, themselves, Mali and Burkina Faso. Morocco now basically borders the 2 largest empires here. Okay, we have 50 countries still in. And we're getting another war. This has been a very war-heavy battle royale so far. I do want more alliances for things to get more interesting. And oh, Namibia. That is gonna be interesting because Namibia is in alliance with Egypt. Okay, this is gonna be really interesting. Let's see where the arrow points. And it's straight south. Yep, they're attacking South Africa. Okay, let's see what challenge will decide this one. Oh, poverty rate. Oh wow, they changed up the article since the last time. Oh my goodness, there are a bunch of countries not on here. Holy shit. What? You gotta be kidding me. Alright, I need to find a different source because the Wikipedia site updated and it now has a bunch, and while the data is more recent, a shit ton of countries aren't even on here. So I now use this site instead. And it at least seems to have all the African countries on first glance, that's good. And I can already see that this is a great example for how our alliance works because Namibia would actually lose. Namibia has a poverty rate of 13.3%, whereas South Africa is at 8.2%. But because Namibia is in that alliance with Egypt, they're gonna win because Egypt is only at 0.1%. How the fuck does Egypt have a lower poverty rate than My home country, Germany, it's below 215 a day. At first I was like, what the fuck, how? But honestly, the more I think about it, the more I can kind of believe it. Not because Egypt does everything right, but because Germany has been going down the tubes over these last 2 years, to say the least. But yeah, thanks to Egypt's help, Namibia wins this one. We're just gonna do it as NA. Put it there, and here we go. That is a very strangely shaped monstrosity that Namibia is right now. But whatever, I'm happy for their success. And just like this, South Africa is out. A lot of big countries going out early. Okay, we're getting an alliance next, that's good. Let's see who's gonna form an alliance now. 49 countries are still in. I thought it's going to be Namibia again, but no, it's Nigeria. Nigeria, and who's gonna be? Senegal. We already used green for Guinea and Tanzania. How about we make this one yellow? Nigeria and Senegal. There you go. Wait a second, that little part is also a part of Senegal. Alright, looking good. The map is starting to get more colorful. That's nice. Let's see what's coming next. Ooh, this is gonna be close between alliance and war. It's a war. Okay, let's see who's gonna attack this time. I hope for them they're not gonna attack Namibia. That would be stupid of them. And we're going west. Yup, that's going to be Botswana. Good thing they didn't go south. Anyway, would have attacked Namibia, but nope, we're going for Botswana instead. And the deciding challenge this time is... Oh, that was close too. Stability. Now for this one, I'm going to use the so-called Fragile State Index. And see how these countries score. So, Botswana, they're doing pretty good at a 53.6. Here's another one where the lower the better. That is really low for an African country. That's lower than some European countries, as you could see. Zimbabwe, meanwhile, is doing not so well as it seems. They're at a 95.7, which is significantly higher. So, Zimbabwe's attack on Botswana backfired. And Botswana, thus, is the winner. And just like that, Botswana expands their boundaries. Lots of going on in southern Africa right now. Generally, most of the action so far seems to be in the southern or west of the continent. Central Africa has been very quiet so far. Alright, let's see what the next term will do. This time we're getting an alliance, that's nice. Gonna move Zimbabwe off the wheel. Which means 48 countries are still in. And this time, Gabon or Gambia? The Gambia, a very small country, forms an alliance with Niger. That is a very random alliance. We have a very small and a very large country. Which color am I gonna pick? I'm gonna pick orange because Niger does have orange on their flag. Gambia is so small. You can barely even see it. Looks kind of funny, the yellow Senegal and the orange Gambia. And Niger is also right next to the other yellow country, Nigeria. These two alliances could become a sort of rivalry next term, and it's going to be another war. And the attacker is Ivory Coast. Man, West Africa remains action-packed. And we're going southeast. Now, Ivory Coast doesn't really have anything south of them, but they do have something east of them and a little bit south, you could say. And that's Ghana. So I'm counting that one as Ghana. Ivory Coast versus Ghana. That's gonna be an interesting one. And we're having poverty rate again, really? Okay then, we're gonna have poverty rate again. And, oh, it seems like Ghana is at the darker red, 21.3%. Ivory Coast is only at 5.5%, so... yeah, the Ivory Coast attack on Ghana is a success. They win. IV for Ivory Coast. There you go. Okay, Ghana is out. Let's see what happens next. Another war. We're definitely getting a lot more wars than alliances, that's for sure. And this time the attacker is going to be Eritrea, finding some more action in East Africa. And we're going Also southeast. Now, I think I'm actually gonna let that one count as Djibouti, because it's not straight south. So yeah, I'm gonna say that's Djibouti. So this war is against two rather small countries. Let's see which challenge will be the decider in this battle against small countries. That was close, and it's education, another also one that we already had. Let's hope Eritrea is on here. I know they aren't always on these kind of statistics. Djibouti is not very good at a 0.31. And Eritrea is at a 0.37. So Eritrea is actually better than Djibouti at this one. That's interesting. There you go, Eritrea. Djibouti is yours now. Damn, Eritrea is... It's so small I can't even fit the text in. I need to make the text smaller. That's still too big, my goodness. There you go, now it barely fits in. Djibouti is out, the country with the best name. Goes out early, sadly. Okay, let's see what's coming next. An alliance, that's nice. Okay, let's see which two countries are gonna form an alliance this time. We have South Sudan and Burundi. Finally something happening in Central Africa, even though it's only an alliance. What color am I gonna make this alliance? We already have red. Should I make this one blue? Yeah, you know what, let's make this one blue. It at least fits to South Sudan, they do have blue on their flag. And the map continues to get more colorful. Next up... Oh, that's gonna be close, but it's gonna be a war. Yep, it's another war. The attacker this time is... Sao Tome and Principe. Oh god, that's gonna be funny. Our first island nation to actually do something here. They can't even go in that many directions because let's see where they're going. Yeah, they can't really go there. No, that doesn't work. We're just gonna spin again. North. Yeah, that is not a very good idea because that is Nigeria and they're in an alliance with Senegal. This could end badly. But let's see. Maybe they'll have luck. Maybe they have luck. We get public debt. Okay, so Sao Tome is to fight against both Nigeria and Senegal. So we're gonna look at Sao Tome first. They're at a 37.3%. That's actually really good. That's pretty low. They could actually win this. In fact, Nigeria, as you can see, is at a 52.5. That's higher. And Senegal is at 111.4, which means Sao Tome actually managed to win a war against an alliance. That's impressive. So yeah, this little country managed to win a conflict against two countries way bigger than itself. And this also means that the Yellow Alliance is dead now. They're gone. Senegal is alone again because Nigeria is dead and now belongs to Sao Tome and Principe. Well, literally just imagine this happening in real life. Sao Tome and Principe is like one of the smallest and least populated countries here, and now they're just literally counted the most populated country in the continent. And just like that, our first alliance is dead, and Nigeria is going off the wheel. And another war. We're getting a lot more wars than alliances. I don't really like that. And it's Togo, man. West Africa is where all the action is happening right now. And we're going west. Which means they're attacking Ivory Coast, who already has won a war against Ghana. So, risky move. Let's see. And it's literacy rate. Okay, we're obviously gonna look at total literacy rate. Ivory Coast is at 89.9%. Which is good, better than many other African countries, I'd say. Togo is at only 66.5. So yeah, Ivory Coast wins and Togo goes out. This is the second war that the Ivory Coast has won so far. They're doing really well. Okay, let's see what we get next. Is it gonna be another war? No, it's not. It's gonna be an alliance this time. Let's see. I want an alliance to expand too for once. I want to see an alliance go that already has... Oh, that was almost Libya, but no, it's Liberia. I want to see an alliance get 3 countries. Because yes, alliances can have multiple countries. Oh, that was almost the case here. That was almost Tanzania, but no. Liberia and Tunisia are forming an alliance. We already have red, so I'm just gonna do a different red. Let's make like a light shade of red for this one. That's still pretty distinguishable from Egypt and Namibia as well, I'd say. Oh, you know what? I know something even better. Let's make them pink. There you go. Yeah, that's the color of a winning alliance right there. And we're getting another alliance. Nice. I want to see more alliances. More and especially bigger alliances. And we're getting Mozambique and Eswatini. Ooh, that is a funny one. Funny because both of these countries are right next to each other. We're gonna make this the yellow alliance now, since the other yellow alliance died. What are we getting next? Another war. Oh, that's fine. We just had alliance 2 times in a row. And the attacker this time is Ethiopia. And we're going west with a little bit of north. We have both South Sudan and regular Sudan to the west, but since the arrow was also going a little bit up north, I'd say that is Sudan. So Ethiopia versus Sudan is this conflict. And let's see which challenge will decide this time. Oh, what? I thought that was the flag, but no, it's natural disaster risk. Okay. Okay, let's see. Ethiopia is at 4.8%. Not too good, but still far from bad. Whereas Sudan is at 10.12%, meaning Ethiopia is the winner here. Time to say goodbye to Sudan. ET fits better to Ethiopia than Eritrea. You know what? I'm gonna use ET for Ethiopia. I'm gonna replace Eritrea's one with ER. There you go. Now Eritrea has ER. I think that fits better. Pretty funny though. Yeah, we have Sudan out, but South Sudan is still even in an alliance. Okay, we have 43 countries still remaining. And we're getting another war. And this time, Mauritius is gonna attack someone. The other nations are starting to get aggressive. Let's see, this again is gonna be a bit weird with the hour. Yeah, nope. We're just gonna spin again. And I'm gonna, that is mostly north, so I'm gonna count this as Seychelles. So Mauritius versus Seychelles. These are like literally the two most prosperous nations on the continent as far as I know. And we get the murder rate. Let's see, Mauritius is at a 2.2. That is pretty low, but it's really good. And Seychelles is at a 7.9. Not too bad either, but definitely worse. So Mauritius wins this one. I was not expecting Seychelles to go out this early. How am I even gonna do this with showing that this is all Mauritius? I think I'm just gonna write the MR in the water between them. Yeah, I think that's for the best. We now have 12 countries out, 42 still remaining. And we're getting alliance. Let's see who we're getting this time. And it's Malawi and Gabon. That's an interesting alliance. Malawi and Gabon. I have no idea which color to make this one. Let's make it like a mint green. Yeah, that's good. Oh my god, I'm just realizing that's the Wool 34 green. Yeah, we're definitely gonna keep it like that. That's the Wool 34 alliance right now. I think that's like legitimately almost the exact same color. Yeah, that's the Wool 34 green. I somehow managed to hit the Wool 34 green pinpoint pretty much. Okay, let's see. More alliances or more war? It's more war. And this time, Benin is going to attack someone. Oh, Benin, that's not a good idea. You're surrounded by a lot of countries that aren't alliances or have already won conflicts. I don't think that's gonna end too well for them. And they're attacking Sao Tome and Principe. Let's see what challenge we get. We get corruption. Okay, we even have a nice little map for this one. And Sao Tome Principe is at a 45. Benin, are you kidding me? You gotta be shitting me, that Oh god! With literally the exact same score? Really? How high is the chance for that to happen? Come on. Yeah, I guess I, wait a second, 2025? That was only 2024? Okay, they both still have the exact same score. Great. Great, just great. I don't know why this was on 2024, not 2025. But whatever, it doesn't matter. They're still tied. So, because corruption ended up being a tie, I'm just gonna spin the wheel again and see if we get another category and do that one instead. And of course, we're gonna get punished with the most depressing category of it all, suicide rate. Let's get this over quickly. Benin, which is at a 7.1. That's not bad. That's pretty good, I think. It's definitely lower than a lot of European countries. And Sao Tome and Principe, oh wow, 0.9, that is really good. Damn, Sao Tome, you guys are a happy bunch, and I'm happy for that. Sao Tome and Principe is doing really good for being such a little nation that no one cares about. They first beat Nigeria, who was in an alliance with Senegal, and now they also beat Benin too. These guys, I would watch out for them. West Africa is looking so much emptier already because so many countries here have gotten eliminated already. Like almost all of the wars so far took place in West Africa. We had like 2 in Southern Africa. Okay, we had like 3 in Eastern Africa. We had none in Central Africa so far. And we had 1 in Northern Africa. And like, all of the other wars and conflicts were in Western Africa. Okay, we get alliance. Let's see which of the 41 countries will form an alliance. Maybe we'll even get an alliance to expand this time. Morocco so far as country we don't have, and we're not in an alliance yet. And we get Liberia! Yes, we get our first alliance that actually expands. That's crazy. It's the pink alliance too. It's the Pinkie Pie alliance. Isn't that awesome? Morocco now is also a part of them. They seem to be teaming up against all of those big empires I want them that keep expanding. They are surrounded by some of the most successful countries here as of now. And yes, when an alliance has 3 countries, a country needs to be better at that challenge than all 3 of these. So yeah, the bigger an alliance, the harder it is to win a war against them. Alright, that was cool. We finally got to see an alliance expand, that's awesome. And we get alliance again. So the countries seem to be taking a break from all the fighting and instead want to form friendships, which is nice. And we get Rwanda. They are not in an alliance yet. And Comoros, who are also not in an alliance yet. So this is the formation of a new alliance. Comoros and Rwanda. What color should we make that one? I think like a light shade of blue will fit here well. And you can still separate it pretty easily from the other blue, that's nice. And it's another war. And, oh, Malawi. Oh, that's the Wool 34 alliance. Please win Malawi. I want the Wool 34 alliance to continue existing. Don't attack Mozambique. No, you're attacking Tanzania. That is actually just as bad, if not worse. Okay, one of the 2 green alliances will go out. Either the regular green alliance or the Wool 34 green alliance. I'm voting for the Wool 34 alliance. For obvious reasons. And we're getting murder rate again, great. Okay, we have Tanzania and Guinea versus Malawi and Gabon. Yeah, let's do Malawi and Gabon first. Gabon. Gabon is not even on here. That's depressing. Malawi is on here. Oh, they're actually really low at a 1.7. They could win this. Guinea. Guinea is also not on here, but Guinea-Bissau is. What kind of sense does that make? Is Tanzania at least on here? Okay, they're on here. Okay, good. Otherwise, I need to skip this one. I have no idea why there's so many countries not on here. But Tanzania, 3.7, which is still pretty good. But It's still not as low as Malawi. Malawi is a really low murder rate for Africa, 1.7. That's really good. That's lower than Liechtenstein, for example. Which means the Wolf 34 alliance is indeed the victorious one. We're all happy for it, and the regular green alliance is dead. Guinea is now alone again, unfortunately. And we're gonna make Guinea grey again. Tanzania goes out, which means we now have exactly 40 countries left. And we're getting another war. It's Cameroon this time. And we're attacking southeast. Southeast, that is the Republic of Congo. I think that is our first war in Central Africa. That took a very long time for that to happen. And the challenge is stability. Another one we already had, but okay. Let's see which one of these two is more stable. I don't think either of these are very stable. Yeah, Cameroon is rather unstable with a 94.3. Congo, Brazzaville, or Republic of Congo as I usually call it. Not much better, but better than Cameroon, 90.2. So they're the winner here. Can only take Cameroon off the wheel. Does that fit in here? It does. Nice. That is a very horrifyingly shaped country now. That is near border gore, honestly. Gabon and Equatorial Guinea are now like completely surrounded by it. Next term, we're getting an alliance. That's good. I want to see more and bigger alliances. And we get, did we get Gabon? Nah, it's Ethiopia. Would be fun to see the Wolf 34 alliance expand. And the other one is the CAR, that's the Central African Republic. Ethiopia and the Central African Republic. I think I'm gonna make them the green alliance now. I think I'm gonna make the green a little bit darker to set it more apart from the Wolf 34 alliance. There you go. Now Ethiopia's horrible shape that it has since it took over Sudan is even more apparent. Isn't that great? And we're getting a war again. Who's it gonna be this time? And it's Cape Verde. Man, these island countries are getting aggressive. They can basically only go east. And this area is like northeast. I don't know. I'd say if it is more north, it would be Mauritania. If it was more south, it would be Senegal. And since it's northeast, I gotta say it's Mauritania. Mauritania is already won a war, which is why we have so much land. And we're getting murder rate again, cool. That's like the third fucking time at this point. Some of these we haven't even had yet. That murder rate is like the third time by now. Let's see, Cape Verde, 6.995. That is average, I guess. And Mauritania is an exactly 1.0. That is really low. Good job, Mauritania. You guys win this one again. Yeah, Mauritania, you guys are winning again, and Cape Verde is out. Cape Verde is an island nation, so I'm just gonna stick it like that. No need to remove borders this time. But I am gonna remove you off the wheel. And we're getting alliance this time. Okay. 38 countries are still in, let's see. Will an alliance expand or will a new one form? And it seems like a new one will form. The Republic of Congo. Wait a second, why did I put the Cameroon over the Republic of Congo? What the fuck did I do there? Am I stupid? The answer is yes. We're gonna do Republic of Congo. I'm just gonna do it RC. That doesn't fit in the... I need to make that one a little bit smaller. There you go, now it fits. Why did I put CA for Cameroon over it? What was... That was a brain lag. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. So the Republic of Congo wants to be in an alliance with... Oh, we're joining an alliance. We're joining the alliance with South Sudan and I think it was Burundi. Yes, South Sudan and Burundi. We're joining that alliance. Now we're blue too. The blue alliance is the second one to have 3 countries. The first one was the pink one. Why is it that all of the countries that have won battles, the ones that are in alliances are the ones with the worst shapes and borders? Like, look at this. Mauritania looks fine. Sao Tome looks fine, Ivory Coast also looks fine, but instead, nope. The ones without alliance are Congo, Ethiopia, and Namibia. How great. And this time it's a war. The attacker this time is Mozambique. They are in an alliance with Eswatini. Let's see where they're going. There are a lot of other countries with alliances around them too, and they're going southwest. That's kind of interesting. Normally I would say that it's actually Eswatini, but since we're in an alliance with them, I actually say no to that. And instead they're attacking, oh my goodness, they're attacking Namibia. Either the red or the yellow alliance will go out here. But what bothers me is that this is gonna be the worst shaped country of all time. Oh my goodness, this is going to be horrible. Let's just get this over with. Let's hope whatever monstrosity forms out of this won't survive for very long. And we got prosperity, that's good, we haven't had that one yet. Okay. Mozambique versus Eswatini versus Egypt and Namibia. I see Egypt there, so let's do them first. Egypt is 121st on the prosperity ranking, which is not too good. Namibia feels better, they're 90th. Mozambique, not very good, 150. And Eswatini, I think they're called Swaziland here, 134th, which means Namibia and the White Alliance win this one. Which means the Yellow Alliance is out once again. Yellow seems to be a bit of a cursed color so far, considering with 2 Yellow Alliance so far, and both of them ended up just dying. And Eswatini is now not only without a body anymore, but they're also now like completely surrounded by Namibia too. Which means Namibia now has 2 countries that it like completely surrounds, Lesotho and Eswatini. Oh my goodness. And if for some reason, I hope it doesn't happen, the border goal here is fucking insane. If Zambia also somehow manages to get conquered by Namibia, or somehow conquer Namibia themselves, then Botswana would also be completely surrounded by this monstrosity of a country. My goodness. I hope Botswana also somehow ends up being part of this thing, so that it's a little bit less ugly at least. But yeah, Mozambique, you are out. And we're getting alliance this time. Seems to be a bit of a back and forth now between war and alliance. Let's see, 37 countries are still in, and Senegal wants to join an alliance again. Their first alliance sadly broke up because their buddy ended up getting conquered. So let's see who are forming alliance this time. And oh! That is really funny. That is a really funny coincidence. The 2 countries whose alliance broke apart because their buddy ended up getting conquered now form an alliance by themselves. That's funny. And of course, because both of their alliances were yellow, we're gonna make this one yellow again. Let's see if this one will last any longer. But that's really funny. That is a really funny coincidence that these 2 ended up forming an alliance. Let's see what's next. Next is a war. It really is a back and forth now. The attacker this time is... Damn, Senegal again, or is it Sierra Leone? It's Sierra Leone. They're not in an alliance yet, but West Africa remains really action-packed, and I don't think they can go in that direction. Yeah, nah, Sierra Leone can't really go there. So we're just gonna spin again. And this time it's going straight north. That is Guinea. Guinea also was once part of an alliance, but not anymore because theirs broke apart. So this is another war between 2 countries with no alliances, no buddies. And we get unemployment rate. That's nice. We haven't had that one either yet. Countries by unemployment rate. Let's see. Guinea and Sierra Leone. Guinea is at a 5.3. That's pretty decent. That's pretty fine, I'd say. Not amazing, but could have been a lot worse. Sierra Leone though is even better at only 3.2. That's pretty good. So yeah, Sierra Leone wins. And this also means that Guinea is going out. Does that even fit in here? It does. That's nice. Okay, West Africa continues to remain the most interesting region here. Like West and South Africa, that is where most of the spicy stuff is happening. North Africa and especially Central Africa have been pretty quiet. East Africa had a little bit of action so far, but not too much either. Yeah, most of the action is definitely concentrated in the West and South so far. This also means Guinea-Bissau outlived regular Guinea. And next up, it's an alliance. It really is a back and forth right now. But I don't mind that. I think that's nice. 36 countries in, and the next alliance is... Oh, the Blue Alliance is expanding. As Sierra Leone joins in, who just won a war. Wow. Okay, the Blue Alliance is starting to become really, really powerful. There are 4 countries, that is easily the most so far. The Pink Alliance has 3 and all the other alliances only have 2. This is starting to get interesting with the alliances. And now it's war again. Let's see who's it going to be this time. And it's Ivory Coast, man. Ivory Coast has been... Ivory Coast is already on 2 wars. Let's see if they can win another one too. There are quite a few countries with alliances. That is straight south. They definitely can attack there. And that is north with a bit of east too. And that is, yeah, we pretty much only have Mauritania north. So Ivory Coast versus Mauritania is going to be this war. That's going to be a really interesting one because both of these countries have won multiple wars already, but also aren't in alliances yet. So let's see how this one will go out. Whoever will win this will have a lot of land and former countries in it. And we get freedom. I don't think we had that one yet either. Alright, let's see. Ivory Coast versus Mauritania. Ivory Coast. Oh, we're probably under... Yeah, Côte d'Ivoire. 46. Pretty mid, you could say. Mauritania is at a 38. Which is a bit worse. I almost feel bad for Mauritania to go out this early. They did really well. They were doing really good. But they're not in an alliance, and Ivory Coast, who by themselves isn't an alliance either, took advantage of it. And Ivory Coast, I think I think Libya is still bigger, but Ivory Coast now is really, really big. They went from being a pretty average sized country to one of the biggest countries on here. And Mauritania is out. 35 countries are still left. And next we are... Okay, we're getting another war. And this time it's Somalia. They haven't done anything yet. Let's see where the arrow goes. I can't go east. And of course that's where the arrow is pointing to. But nah, I'm not letting that one count. Or you know what I'm gonna do? Or I don't know. I'm gonna spin again. Okay, that is west. Is that northwest enough for me to count as this Eritrea? I actually say no. So they're attacking Ethiopia, which is very dangerous because not only is Ethiopia in an alliance, but they also already won a war without being in an alliance. So this is going to be dangerous. Let's see. And we're getting freedom of press this time. Oh, they actually are on here. Wow. Somalia is on not a lot of these statistical sites because they do have, they're not the most stable country. Oh my god, the Maldives, they look weird as fuck. But Somalia, 126, that's actually better than Ethiopia. They would have won this. If not for the Central African Republic. They actually are 81st. That's Germany. Germany 14th. Yeah, I'm not surprised we went down since the last time. And I'm certainly not shocked that the USA went down. But yeah, thanks to its buddy, the Central African Republic, Ethiopia won. So this is another conflict solved by the help of an alliance partner. And now Ethiopia is... Oh god, that is... God, we're getting the worst country shapes out of these. This is really getting disturbing. The border goal is getting more and more disturbing as we go on. Alright, Somalia is going off the wheel. And let's see what's happening next. An alliance And let's see which alliance expands or forms. And we get Botswana, who aren't in an alliance yet. And I thought we would get Botswana again, that would be funny. Botswana, create an alliance with Botswana, but now we're getting Burundi. And oh my goodness, the Blue Alliance is starting to get a little bit overpowered. They now have 5 countries. They are definitely the most dominant alliance here as of now. Especially because 3 of these countries have even won wars so far, so they're gonna be dangerous. They're gonna be very dangerous. I hope one of the other alliances will go up to their level too eventually, to keep things more interesting. And this time we're getting a war. The attacking country this time is Kenya. Kenya has already won a war. Let's see where they're going this time. They're going east, slightly to the south. They don't have anything really southeast of it, but their east, to the east is Ethiopia, who, oh god, the border guard, oh my goodness, yeah, okay. Dangerous. Ethiopia already just won a war against Somalia. So yeah, this is gonna be dangerous for Kenya. East Africa is starting to get more action-packed though, that's good. And we're getting traffic-related deaths. Traffic-related deaths, let's see. Central African Republic and Ethiopia versus Kenya. Let's see, Central African Republic 25.9, that's rather high. Ethiopia 28.2, that's even higher. Let's see if Kenya is better than these. And they are by quite a lot, 8.2, wow. So that means that the dark green alliance, or regular green alliance, is no more. Ethiopia, who just won a war, is out. And so is the green alliance. It's dead. They're gone. Green and yellow, at least non-Rule 34 green and yellow, seem to be the most cursed colors of this. And Kenya now has a really huge fucking empire. Honestly, it's not as cursed as I thought it would be. Honestly, if Eritrea and South Sudan would join this mess, it would actually look pretty normal. So Ethiopia, just after celebrating a big victory, goes out. We're getting alliance again, I think. Yeah, it's alliance. Okay, let's see. We get Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea, they haven't done anything yet. Let's see, are we either gonna join an alliance or create a new one? And it seems that they're creating a new one with more wishes. Neither of these countries are in an alliance. Which color am I gonna make that one? I mean, we just lost the dark green alliance, so let's just make that one the dark green one now. And Mauritius also has Seychelles, so boom. I feel kind of bad though for the Central African Republic. They literally saved their buddy's ass only to lose them afterwards. That's kind of an unfortunate fate. And it's another war. Let's see who's gonna take this time. Malawi. Damn, Malawi is kind of aggressive. Let's see where they're going. They're going east with a little bit of north. I'd say that is... I actually say that's Kenya, honestly. Or is it Mauritius? No, Mauritius is too far away, I'd say. I'd say that's Kenya. Because it does go a little bit to the north. It's east, but also a little bit to the north. So I actually say it's Kenya. So Malawi and Gabon, that round an alliance versus Kenya. IQ. Kenya, I think they won with that one before. Let's see if they can win with it again. Malawi isn't even fucking on here. And Gabon, no. No, Gabon is lower. Why is Malawi not on here? That is stupid. Why are so many countries not on here? Why are you not on here? Why are you not on here? Malawi, why did you? No, that's depressing. Now the Rule 34 alliance is out. That was my favorite alliance. Kenya is killing all the alliances. I don't like Kenya. They killed 2 alliances in a row. They're not even an alliance themselves. Damn, Kenya is like fucking massive now. I think they're like the largest country here now. They're like own almost the entire eastern side of the continent. And look at how much less colorful the map has gotten because of them. Kenya, you either join an alliance by yourself or you die. You won't survive by your own, I swear. As soon as we'll have to fight against a Blue Alliance, it's dead. It's dead. Friendship is wonderful, Kenya, and you're not embracing it. And because friendship is wonderful, we are getting alliance again. We have 32 countries, a little bit more than half of them. And it's Eritrea or Eswatini. Eswatini, okay, the Yellow Alliance expands. And we are getting... Oh, we're getting Morocco. Okay, now this I was waiting for something like this to happen, where one country is where both countries are in alliance, but in completely different ones. And what basically happens there, the alliance that got picked first, which was the Eswatini one, the yellow one, expands, whereas the other alliance loses their country. So Morocco is no longer part of the pink alliance. The pink alliance loses a member, and now Morocco is part of the yellow alliance. Kind of unfortunate because we still have so many countries that aren't in alliances yet, but whatever. And by the way, when 2 countries of the same alliance get elected, the latter one of these countries leaves the alliance. I pretty much make it like with alliances, when there's like something disputed, I always make it like that the first country that gets elected has the advantage. I was not expecting something like this to happen this soon. Like, I was expecting something like this to happen near the end of this one, but no, it happened earlier, and we get alliance again. Okay, let's hope this time we actually really get someone joining alliance that doesn't have one yet. Or maybe even creating a new one. And we get Equatorial Guinea, who also is already in an alliance. It's the dark green one. Please, a country that isn't an alliance yet. We still have so many of them. And we actually get another one that's already in an alliance. We have the same thing again with Sierra Leone. This time I'm not too mad about it because I'm just seeing Gabon is still Wolf 34 green. The Wolf 34 alliance is sadly dead. That means that the green alliance expands and the blue alliance now has only 4 countries again. It's nice to see the alliance is growing, but we still have so many nations that aren't alliance. Why are we not getting those ones? Come on, we do alliance again, but this time pick countries that aren't alliance. Thank you for picking alliance again. Now pick some countries that aren't in one yet. Angola, Chad, Congo, these all aren't in alliance yet. Tunisia is in an alliance, that's the pink alliance. At least the pink one expands. Come on, pick Ivory Coast. What? What is going on here? So Morocco, let me get this straight. Morocco was part of the pink alliance, then joined the yellow ones, only for like 1 or 2 terms later to join back the pink alliance. What is going on here? That is so stupid. Okay, man. Okay, come on. This, like, how high was the chances of this happening 3 times in a row when there are still so many countries that aren't even an alliance? I think the wheels are the country wheel is playing a joke on me. Like, this can't be a coincidence. And we get Eswatini attacking someone. It's always selecting the same countries. We haven't had Angola yet. We haven't had Chad yet. We haven't had Congo yet. We haven't had. Okay, well, we had almost all of these. We haven't had Zambia yet. Okay, let's see where Eswatini is going. Although, actually, wait a second. They can only attack red. They're like completely surrounded by Namibia. I forgot. There's no need in spinning there. It's Namibia versus Eswatini. And Eswatini also has Senegal, and Namibia also has Egypt, and it's okay. Okay, I already know who wins that one, but I'm still gonna show it to you guys. Let's do yellow first. Eswatini only 3,000. That is not a lot. Senegal. 30,600. That's a bit more. Namibia, 11,000. Looks like advantage for yellow so far, but Yeah, Egypt has, Egypt 438,000. It's not even close. I know they have the largest military in Africa, so I knew they were going to win this one. And that means that the Yellow Alliance is dead once again. My goodness. Yellow is really a bit cursed here. That is the third time that the Yellow Alliance has died. It's the second time Senegal's alliance broke apart. And I think this is also the second time that the Yellow Alliance was killed by Namibia. Namibia is a bit of a Terminator. They're like winning every war. And a lot of it is thanks to Egypt. Namibia and Egypt is like a really strong team. I feel like the map has been getting less and less colorful throughout these last few terms. Alliances keep dying. Instead, we don't see any new alliances or alliances expanding. Instead, all the alliances just keep stealing the few countries that even are an alliance from each other. Yeah, it's not going how I would like to, honestly. And Eswatini is going off the wheel. Okay, we get alliance again. Please, 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 please select a country that isn't alliancing. Choose Angola. Or not. It's the Green Alliance again. A country that isn't alliance. Please, 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 please. You... Wait a second. Okay, then... Okay. Okay, the light blue alliance is dead now. Cool. Cool. Comoros is left alone because Rwanda decided to leave them and joins the green alliance. Oh my goodness, this is getting worse. How is this happening? Yes, come on, please. Just pick a country. You just have to pick one country that isn't an alliance so far. Like, at least half of them don't have an alliance. Yes, 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 that's good. Yes, yes. Kenya, they're not in an alliance yet. Very good. Very, 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 very good. Maybe we can get a new alliance. And we do. We do. Comoros, their alliance just died. Kenya and Comoros, we have... am I gonna do yellow again? Yellow hasn't been doing very good so far. Wolf 34 green? Nah, that doesn't fit to them. I'm gonna... Comoros was in the light blue alliance before getting killed. Wait a second, should I? Ha, yes. So, yeah, we're gonna make them light blue. At least one country now is an alliance. And we get alliance again. We're getting alliance a lot now, which I normally wouldn't mind. I would see it as a good thing. The problem is the wheel just keeps selecting countries that already are in alliances. Please pick one. Yes, do Gabon. Gabon, 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 Gabon. Yes! They're not in alliance yet. There were, but their alliance then died. And we're getting... Oh, Ivory Coast! Interesting. Wow, we got two countries that aren't in alliance yet. Should I bring back the Wolf 34 alliance? You know what, let's bring back the Wolf 34 alliance. They both have green on their flag, so I'd say it fits. Finally, Ivory Coast is an alliance, and look how much... Look, the map is getting more colorful again. Isn't that nice? Okay, now it's time for a war again. Let's see who will die this time. And oh, Libya! Libya started the first war here and haven't done anything else since then, but now they're attacking again. This is risky because they aren't in an alliance yet, and they are surrounded by a lot of countries that are. And we're going north. I'd say that's Tunisia. This is going to be dangerous because Tunisia is in alliance with both Morocco and Liberia. So this is not looking too good for Libya right now. IQ. Okay, we had IQ a few times and Libya is at a 94.76. But Tunisia is at a 97.46. Morocco 97.24 and Liberia has no data. But the Pink Alliance has defeated Libya. And that means Libya is turning pink. Oh my god, there's so much pink in North Africa right now. TU, it's Tunisia right now. Damn, the map has gotten a lot more colorful now these last few turns. That's very good. Only Central Africa is pretty colorless and gray still. Central Africa as a whole has done like almost nothing so far. The only war that has even happened here so far was Cameroon versus the Republic of Congo, and that's it. But yeah, Libya is going off the wheel, which means we now have 30 countries left, and we're getting another war. Let's see who will attack this time. Angola. Oh, Angola finally does something. Let's see where they're going. We're going northwest. I can't really go northwest, really. I guess the closest thing to it is the DRC, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So I'd say we attack them. But there are two countries that have done like nothing so far attacking each other. And ooh, we get one of the more depressing categories, infant mortality rate. But we haven't had one yet, so I won't complain. Angola is at a 64.0, which isn't good. The DRC though is a bit worse at 73.2, which means Angola is the winner here. These are both pretty large countries too, so Angola is now fucking massive. We're finally getting some action in Central Africa. AN for Angola, there you go. DR Congo is out. The smaller brother Republic of Congo is still in though. Oh, are we getting another war? 3 wars in a row? It does seem so. And this time Guinea-Bissau attacks. Oh god. Why are we now getting all the countries that aren't in alliances? Honestly, I don't mind as long as we're going out. And we're also going straight north. So we're attacking Senegal. Once again, a war between two countries with no alliances. How is it that we constantly got countries that were in 2 different alliances at one time, and now we have 2 wars against countries that aren't in an alliance? And also noticing something now. Cape Verde is part of Ivory Coast, and we're still not in the Rule 34 green. Let's fix that. Okay, let's see what challenges are gonna be this time. And we're getting freedom. Guinea-Bissau. Where are they? Here. We're at a 33. That's not very good. Senegal, meanwhile, is at a 70. That's pretty good. They're considered free, so Senegal is definitely the winner here. And Guinea-Bissau goes on. Honestly, I can't blame Senegal for not being an alliance, though. Their alliance got like killed 2 times. They're really unlucky. Like they're just really unlucky. I feel kind of bad for them actually. And Guinea-Bissau goes out. Both of the Guineas are out. None of the 2 Guineas managed to make it to the latter half of this battle royale, which is a bit unfortunate. And oh, are we getting a war again? Oh my god, super close. Another war. Okay, let's see. What is the last country that goes up before the halfway through point? Because when we are at 27, half of the countries are out, and the Central African Republic is going to attack someone. Let's see where we're going. Once again, north with a little bit of east. I'd say that's Chad, even if it's a little bit east. It's still mostly north. So once again, a conflict against 2 countries that aren't even in alliances. What in the fuck? But honestly, I'm glad that the countries that are going out at least aren't in any alliances. So I'm not complaining. And we're getting military size. That was really close. Honestly, GDP per capita would have been nicer because that one we hadn't had yet. But Chad versus the Central African Republic. Central African Republic is at 9,115. Chad is directly below it. They're at 33,250. So Chad is the winner here. Oh man, the Central African Republic. I was rooting for them because they were really unlucky with Ethiopia. At first they're literally saving their asses only for the Ethiopia to then lose another war. And now I got defeated by Chad as well. Alright, I think... yeah, if I'm looking correctly, the only countries that haven't done anything so far, no wars, haven't done any alliances, are Zambia, Lesotho, and Madagascar. All the other countries have either already won wars or are in an alliance. Sorry, Central African Republic, but you just barely missed out being in the upper half. So yeah, now we're at the halfway point. Half of the countries are still in, half of them are out. Let's see how things go on. I hope we get an alliance now because we only had so many wars. Ah, we're getting another war, damn. That's like the 5th war in a row. And this time the attacking one is going to be, oh, Niger. Finally, the Orange Alliance does something. They haven't done anything yet. And we're going west, slightly south. Yup, they're attacking Ivory Coast. Okay, Orange Alliance versus Wolf 34 Alliance. Oh, come on, not military size again, okay. GDP per capita. We're going GDP per capita by purchasing power, by the way. And let's see. Gabon, 25,847. That's pretty high for an African country. Ivory Coast is at 8,600, so Gabon is definitely the better one here. Gambia is at only 3,800, very worse than both of these. And Niger is also both of these, even worse than Gambia, only 2,232, which means the Orange Alliance is out, Niger is out, and the Ivory Coast expands once again. My goodness, the Ivory Coast is they have so many wars so far, and they haven't lost any one of them yet. They're like the master of warfare here. And poor Gambia is now left alone. Such a lonely day. Oh god, it's something a little bit special about seeing the Wolf 34 Alliance right next to the Pink Alliance. Niger, at least he made it to the upper half of his battle royale, even if just barely. Okay, let's see. I hope we're not getting another war again. We are getting another war again. That's like... Dude, look at this. We had 6 wars in a row. I'm gonna spin again and hope it will get alliance. War, we would have gotten war a 7th time in a row. 7th time in a row, okay. Once something comes like 5 times in a row, I'm just gonna do the other thing. Okay, let's hope it's a country that isn't in alliance so far. That one is in alliance so far. The Green Alliance expands. The Green Alliance, I think, then has more than the Blue, because the Blue one has lost a little bit. And we're getting Lesotho, yes. Lesotho is in alliance, yes. That's very good. That's very good. Thanks, Wheel. Alright, Lesotho joining the Green Alliance. Yes, we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 countries. The Blue Alliance still seems bigger because their countries are a little bit larger. All the countries in the Green Alliance are very small. It's like an alliance of small countries, you could pretty much say. And we get alliance again. But that's fine because we just had wars so many times in a row. Let's see who joins this time. Maybe get a new one. Yes, Chad. Chad isn't in alliance yet. That's very good. Okay, let's see. Will they join, or maybe they'll even create a new one. And oh, I think we're even creating a new one. Yes, we're creating a new one with Zambia. That's cool. Which color are we gonna make that one? I think I'm gonna make that one the new orange, because the other Orange Alliance died, and I think orange fits to both of these. So we're gonna make that the new Orange Alliance. Now Madagascar is the last country left that has done absolutely nothing. Like, not even a single fucking thing. No wars. Never joined any alliances. There were only ones left that have done nothing. Alliance again. Okay, now we're getting alliance a bunch of times or what? And let's see. Botswana, the Blue Alliance expands. Let's see who we're getting. Hopefully one that isn't in an alliance yet. Oh no! That's even worse. The Republic of Congo. The Republic of Congo is leaving the alliance because they're both... Well, as I always said, but 2 countries that are in the same alliance. The latter one left the alliance, because I kind of wanted like a thing that a country could leave an alliance, and that was like a nice thing to do that. So yeah, the Blue Alliance seems to be falling apart. They had the most countries, but now they once had like 5 or 6 countries, but now they only have 3. Because all of the countries that were part of them, all not even because they lost them against war, but all the other ones they all just decided to leave. Okay, yeah, something is wrong with this wheel. You know, had a bunch of wars, and now we're getting a bunch of alliances. And this time it's please Eritrea, please, please, please. Yes, we're out in an alliance, yeah, that's good. As long as the countries that are in alliances that get to join or even create something, I'm happy. And we're, oh my goodness. The Green Alliance. The Green Alliance is becoming more and more powerful. I think we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 countries. Damn. We are by far the biggest alliance right now. Okay. That's the 5th time in a row, Wheel. Come on. Just like how I did it with War. I'm still gonna like this one. Let's see. Please be... Okay, Zambia. The Orange Alliance expands. That's nice. Let's see who we're getting. Oh, Namibia. Namibia is leaving Egypt behind to order to join an alliance with Zambia and Chad. Which means Egypt is now alone again. That's why you're unfortunate, especially because Egypt has done so much for Namibia. Namibia would have never been this big and this far if it weren't for Egypt. That's kind of a dick move from you, Namibia. Literally backstabbing your best buddy. That is a dick move. I hope you get punished for that. And now Botswana is completely surrounded by orange. That's nice. Okay, please don't let it be alliance again. Okay, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, what is this? Nope. War. Thank you. Madagascar! Madagascar finally does something, and it's the worst thing they could have done. Attacking someone. I would have definitely joined alliance before doing that. Let's see where we're going. We're going east. They're attacking Mauritius. That is a terrible idea. That's like the worst thing they could have done. They're literally attacking. They themselves aren't even in alliance. If they are now attacking a country in an alliance with 5 other countries in it, this can only end badly. I think we can already say goodbye to Madagascar. And let's see which way. It's with inflation. Okay, that's a nice one. You haven't had that one yet. Holy shit, Argentina is at a 219. That is wow. Although it's Argentina, so I shouldn't be too shocked. Let's see, Madagascar. 9.9, yeah, that is not very good. And yeah, Mauritius is immediately low. We don't even need to look at all of our alliance buddies. Mauritius won. They won by themselves. So yeah, even without the help of its many friends, Mauritius wins. And the text doesn't even fit all there. Oh, fuck you. Then I'm just gonna put it here. Alright, Mauritius now has its own true island empire. And Madagascar is going off the wheel. 25 countries remaining. And we're getting another war. Please don't just pick war over and over again, wheel. And this time Eritrea is attacking someone. And I think they can only attack Kenya. Yeah, they're completely surrounded by Kenya. And since Eritrea is part of the almighty Green Alliance, they might have an advantage here. And not just might, they most certainly have an advantage here. Kenya is in alliance with Comoros, so there still need to be 2. Oh, come on, please don't be inflation again. Ah, whatever, we'll just do inflation again. Literally the same category 2 times in a row. I'm gonna look at Kenya and Comoros first. Where the fuck even is Comoros? Comoros aren't even on here. They're not even on this thing. We're not even fucking on here. Kenya's on here. They're actually not too bad at 4.5. Let's see, let's do Eritrea first, because they are the ones who attack them. They are also not on here. My goodness. Then who are they in an alliance with? I know Mauritius is here. Yeah, 3.6, okay. Actually, yeah, 3.6. Yeah, we already had Mauritius. I didn't remember the numbers though. So yeah, they win. And just like this, Kenya's journey is over. They did do really well. They did won a lot of wars and such, but everything has to come to an end. And this also means we can finally make the ER for Eritrea a bit bigger. Now they basically rule over the entirety of East Africa. Oh, and Comoros. Comoros is no longer in an alliance. They're now all alone again because their buddy went out. Kenya is going off the wheel. Ooh, close. But it's an alliance. Let's see, we still have a few countries that aren't in alliances. Chad is an alliance. The Orange Alliance expands again. Damn, the Orange Alliance seems to be doing pretty well. And we're getting, oh my goodness, Oh my goodness, we're getting Burundi. Jesus Christ, the Blue Alliance is super unlucky. They're like losing. They had lost like 5 countries and now they're down to 2. Only South Sudan and Botswana still remain. All the other countries just left for other alliances or just decided to stay alone again, like the Congo. That is so unlucky. That is so unlucky. And we're getting alliance again. South Sudan, we're an alliance, but the Blue Alliance will get a member back. Or maybe even have someone join that is an alliance yet. Oh. Ooh, it's Sierra Leone. We're in the Green Alliance. Okay. Honestly, this is happening a whole lot more than I expected it to happen. Countries changing alliances. But at least the blue one is now back to 3. And the green one now has 1 less, which isn't too much of a loss because we still have 5 countries in the alliance. We still are like the biggest alliance. And this time we're getting a war. Of course, now we're getting a country that isn't an alliance. Fucking Angola. Gotta be choking. And it's going east and slightly south. How do I count this? I guess that's Burundi? I'm just gonna say that's Burundi. So it's Burundi versus Angola. The Orange Alliance has like 4 countries, so the chances for Angola to win this are very low. And we get happiness. Alright, let's see. And Angola isn't even on the latest world happiness rank. That means we have to pick another challenge. HDI, Human Development Index. I haven't had that one either yet. Okay, let's see Angola first. 0.616, that's not too bad. Burundi is at 0.439, so they actually would have lost. Chad would have been helped either, 0.416. Zambia 0.595, also over Angola, which means it's up to Namibia. And Namibia is at 0.665, which is a bit higher than Angola. So yeah, the Orange Alliance wins this one, although Angola still did pretty well. If it weren't for Namibia, Angola would have definitely won this. But instead the Orange Alliance won, and now Burundi is the dominant power of Central Africa. And just like this, Angola is out, 23 countries remaining. And we're getting alliance again. Let's see, and we're getting Liberia. Liberia, the pink alliance will grow. Or lose their country, but that's rather unlikely. Are you kidding me? We got Liberia 2 times in a row. Okay, I'm just gonna spin again. It's still Liberia at 1. If the second country is Chad, it's Chad. Chad is leaving the Orange Alliance and joins the Pink Alliance. And we're getting alliance again. Come on, pick a country that isn't an alliance. But nope, instead we get Namibia. Okay, Orange Alliance. And we're getting, or losing. What in the fuck is going on? How high are the chances for this? Okay, we're just gonna spin again. And oh boy, the Blue Alliance is falling apart. South Sudan. Now, Sierra Leone and Botswana are the only ones remaining in the Blue Alliance. That's crazy when you think that the Blue Alliance once had 5 countries, man. I think both of the, if I'm right, both of the countries that originally created the Blue Alliance, Burundi and South Sudan, were there. They're now both part of the Orange Alliance. And a war. And this time Mauritius is going to attack. And we're going, yeah, I can't go there. Northwest, I'd say that is Comoros. They can't attack Eritrea, so that's Comoros. An alliance with Eritrea, that's why they can't attack them. Okay, Comoros is no alliance, and we're against an alliance with like 5 countries. And we're getting unemployment rate. Alright, let's see Comoros first, because they are all by themselves. They have an unemployment of 3.9. That's not too bad. That's actually pretty decent, I'd say. Let's see Mauritius first, because they have attackers. They would have actually lost this, 5.5. Without their bodies, they would have lost this. But with their bodies, let's see, who even are all of their bodies? I know Equatorial Guinea is one of their bodies. Equatorial Guinea, 7.9. Eritrea is one of their bodies, 5.6. Oh boy. If Comoros wins this, that would be crazy. We still have Rwanda and Lesotho. Lesotho 16.2. Oh my goodness. It's all up to Rwanda. Rwanda. Okay. Rwanda is about to come up. Let's see. 12%! Oh my goodness! Holy shit! Comoros, who isn't even in an alliance, just won a war against a country that is in an alliance with like 5 other nations. That is fucking insane. Comoros, you're fucking overpowered. It's gonna be a close one. Now the orange, green and the pink alliances now all have exactly 4 countries. So it seems like it's gonna be a battle between these 3 alliances. We still also have the Wolf 34 alliance and the Blue alliance, but those only have 2 countries each. But damn, that Comoros actually won this. That is insane. I was not expecting them to win this. I thought they were out, but no, they literally just defeated motherfucking Mauritius. Am I sure I didn't overlook anyone? Equatorial Guinea, Lesotho, Rwanda, Eritrea. Comoros won this. I cannot believe this. But yeah, Mauritius is going off the wheel. Damn, I thought both Mauritius and Seychelles would go a lot further because they're literally are the 2 richest and most prosperous nations of the continent. But no, they're out, and Mauritius even lost with 4 other countries as its ally. That is just wow. Alliance. Let's see, most of these countries are on alliances right now, and oh, the Blue Alliance. Finally, the Blue Alliance has some expansion going on. We're not doing well right now. Let's see if we get a best someone who isn't an alliance yet. We're getting South Sudan back. So South Sudan created the Blue Alliance, then was part of it for a very long time. Left for a very short while for the Orange Alliance, and now it's part of the Blue Alliance again. And it's war. Let's use attacks this time. It's Namibia. Oh god, not Namibia. Namibia is such a border gore. Where we're going? We're going southwest? I'd say that's Lesotho. Straight east would have been Comoros, but since this is southeast, I say this is Lesotho. So this means we have orange versus green, 2 of the largest alliances. That's gonna be interesting. I think that's the first time we have 2 like really big alliances fighting against each other. That is the stuff I was looking forward to. And of course we celebrate this with one of the more depressing categories, traffic related deaths. Alright, we're gonna look at the orange countries first, because they're attacked. And we start out with the attacker himself, Namibia. They're at 34.8, that is really high. They by themselves would have definitely not won this. Let's see how their buddies score. Burundi is at a 12.3, that's a lot better, that's actually pretty decent. And Zambia 20.5, okay, so Burundi's 12.3 is the best one here. Let's see if the Green Alliance can beat this, starting off with the country that gets attacked, Lesotho. 31.9, if this was just plain Namibia versus Lesotho, Lesotho would have won. But with Burundi, Lesotho would have not won. But can their buddies help? Equatorial Guinea? Yes! 11.7. Eritrea is at 37.9. But with Equatorial Guinea, they would have done it. And let's check on Rwanda too while we're at it. Rwanda is also lower, 11.6. So thanks to Rwanda and Equatorial Guinea, the Green Alliance wins. And that means Namibia is finally out. I will definitely give props for Namibia for doing a lot. They went on a lot of conflicts. They invaded many countries and were part of multiple alliances, but the journey ends here. The journey is over now and was ended by Lesotho. Okay, that means the Orange Alliance is now down to only 2 countries, Burundi and Zambia. Things are looking really good for the Green Alliance right now, even after they lost Mauritius. And Namibia is going off the wheel. We're getting an alliance. Oh, Botswana. Oh, the Blue Alliance. They're making a comeback. Unless it's a country leaving. Oh. Liberia. So Liberia leaves the Blue Alliance and joins the Blue Alliance. So the pink alliance is now down to 3, whereas the blue alliance is now back up to 4. And we're getting alliance again. And this time it's it's Ivory Coast, the Wolf 34 alliance. And we're getting, oh my goodness, we're getting Eritrea, oh my goodness. That is a huge deal because Eritrea is like the largest empire here right now, I think. So yeah, the two largest empires are now both part of the Wolf 34 alliance. Damn, the Green Alliance is a bit falling apart too now. We're also now down to 3, even with a great success against Namibia. And it's time for a war. And it's Chad. Let's see where we're going. We're part of a Pink Alliance. And we're going east. East with a little bit of south. We could say that's South Sudan. It's either Eritrea or South Sudan. You know what? I think I'm actually going with South Sudan. I'd say that's South Sudan. Because it does go a little bit south. So I'd say that it attacks South Sudan and not Eritrea. So this is pink versus blue. Let's see which category. And of course we're getting not suicide rate, we get education. Alright, let's do the pink one first, the Pink Alliance. Chad is at 0.31. Not very good. Morocco is a lot better, 0.63. And Tunisia's a little bit better, even than Morocco, 0.66. Let's see if any of the Blue Alliance countries can beat this. Let's do South Sudan first because everyone's getting attacked. 0.35, that's definitely not enough. Sierra Leone, 0.37, that's also not enough. Liberia, 0.5, better, but still not enough. It's up to Botswana. 0.67, you gotta be shitting me. That is like 0.01 better than Tunisia. Yeah, it literally is. They won by 0.01, that is crazy. So the Pink Alliance is down to 2, whereas the Blue Alliance expands their territory. The Blue Alliance is back, but it really looked like they were on the verge of collapsing, but they're really making a comeback now. Chad is out, and now South Sudan. And we're getting alliance again. Alright, we have exactly 20 countries left. We always are on the top 20. Let's hope we're getting a country that isn't an alliance yet. That's sadly not the case. Morocco. Come on, do Sao Tome. They're not an alliance yet. Or Senegal or Gambia. Or... no! It's another country changing alliances, sadly. The Ivory Coast leaves the Wolf 34 alliance, that's very sad, and now join the Pink Alliance. So the Wolf 34 alliance is now down to Gabon and Eritrea. And now Morocco literally can't attack anyone because they're like completely surrounded by their bodies. That's hilarious. Maybe that was the strategy they were going for. Maybe that's why they changed the alliance ones. Only to change back to pink. And we're getting alliance again. I would be happy about getting alliance more if it actually would pick the countries that aren't in alliances yet. And not just the countries that already are in alliances. Like South Sudan, where that means Blue Alliance is probably gonna expand. Come on, pick a country that isn't an alliance yet. Morocco, they aren't in an alliance yet. Or Rwanda. It's Rwanda. So Rwanda leaves the Green Alliance. The Green Alliance now down to only 2 countries. They're collapsing. Whereas the Blue Alliance is now up to 5. They're now the biggest alliance here. Why can't the wheel pick countries that aren't in alliance when alliance comes up? And we're getting alliance again. I think that's like the 3rd time in a while. Come on. Come on, other wheel. Pick a country that isn't an alliance yet. We have... what do we have? We have Comoros. We have Republic of Congo. We have Egypt. We have the Gambia. We have Sao Tome. We have Senegal. And that's it. That's 6 countries. That's not too much, but still. Yes. Oh my goodness, yes! Republic of Congo! We're not in an alliance. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I don't care if they're joined or whatever. Oh my goodness. South Sudan again. Really likes to pick South Sudan every time alliance comes up. Okay, the Blue Alliance is now up to 6. They were part of the Blue Alliance before the Republic of Congo. But now we're back. And we're getting alliance again. I would like some more wars now. Oh, Sao Tome and Principe, another country that is an alliance. How cool. And Egypt or Equatorial Guinea? Equatorial Guinea, okay, we're joining the Green Alliance. The Green Alliance with Lesotho and Equatorial Guinea, so we're having a bit of a rebound. And I noticed I once again forgot to color Cape Verde when Ivory Coast changed alliance. Cape Verde is part of the Ivory Coast, so yeah. But yeah, now Egypt, Senegal, Gambia, and Comoros are the only countries with no alliances left. And they all were in an alliance once before. I think Sao Tome and Principe, oh come on, alliance again. I think Sao Tome and Principe is the last country that to never be part of an alliance. Okay, wow, wheel, wow. Okay, the wheel is trying to get these last three countries that are in alliance into alliances. I'm cool with that. I think that's actually a really good thing. And we're joining blue as it seems. Yep, Liberia. And I think that means that blue is now up to 7 countries. That's crazy. Okay, let's hope we're getting a war now, because we're getting a ton of alliances. Oh, thank goodness. Finally a war again. Okay, let's see. Who will attack someone? And it's Rwanda who's gonna attack someone. Okay, now the wars are gonna be really interesting with almost all the countries being in alliances. And we're going north, slightly west. North, slightly west. North is, it's still more north than west, so I'm gonna count it as Eritrea. This could be the end for the Rule 34 alliance, unfortunately. And we're getting FIFA ranking, football. I don't think that's gonna go very well. Men's football ranking, let's see, CAF, that's Africa. And we're gonna sort them alphabetically. Let's do the Rule 34 ones first. Eritrea, 184, that's pretty bad. Gabon is 87, that's not too bad. Alright, blue. Botswana, 146, that's not very good. Congo, 133, that's also worse. Egypt, 29, yep, blue wins. How do the other blue ones score though? Liberia would have been 140, but also would have been worse than Gabon. Rwanda would have also been worse. Sierra Leone would have also been worse, and South Sudan would have also been worse, and I think that's all of them. But yeah, that is the end. The Rule 34 alliance is dead, everyone. And it really starts to look like that the Blue Alliance will be the winner of this Battle Royale. They seriously made a comeback. They seriously made a comeback. I'm gonna tell it to Royale W for Rwanda. Let's move it a little bit more central. Or close to where Rwanda is. And we're gonna remove Eritrea off the wheel. And we're getting alliance again. I wish we get war more now. Like, that was actually a time I really wish we get more wars. But whatever. And it's Burundi, the Orange Alliance. And oh, we're getting Tunisia. And that... oh yeah, the Pink Alliance now has Ivory Coast too. So the Pink Alliance is still not dead yet, but we only have 2 countries now. Okay, now we're getting a war. And attacking someone this time is South Sudan. Damn, South Sudan is really making a presence right now. We're attacking a lot of countries, and we're going north, slightly west. Well, how should I count even that? I actually think I'm gonna count this as Tunisia. I think that makes the most sense, right? Yeah, I'm counting this as Tunisia. And the deciding category is natural disaster risk. Alright, let's look at the orange boys first. Burundi is actually pretty good at a 3.03, that's pretty low. Tunisia 9.87, Zambia 2.94, a little bit better than Burundi, 2.94. Let's see if any of the Blue Alliance countries can beat that. Blue Alliance does have the most countries of them all. And Botswana immediately does so at 1.44%. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother looking at the other ones. Blue wins. Tunisia is out. We now have one of the worst shaped countries that could possibly exist. Oh my goodness, that is horrible. Goodbye, Tunisia. And we're getting an alliance. Let's see, is it gonna be this time? We only have like 3 countries without even alliances. It's Lesotho, that's a Green Alliance. And oh! Oh no, they're both green. That means Equatorial Guinea is leaving the Green Alliance. That is unfortunate. Yeah, now Sao Tome and Lesotho are the last 2 countries left of that alliance. Not looking too good for the green one. It's really only looking... In fact, all of these alliances only have 2 countries left. Except blue, which has like... What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 countries? Yeah. Yeah, blue is really dominating right now. Ooh, close. Come on, war. No, come on. I want more wars. Why are we getting alliance so much? Come on, at least be a country that isn't in an alliance right now. Ivory Coast, okay, it's a pink alliance. That one at least doesn't have many countries right now. They only have 2, let's see. And we're getting... Oh! Nice, Gabon is in an alliance right now. We're getting Gabon. Could Gabon be a glimmer of hope for the pink alliance? We'll see. Oh, come on, I want... How many times are we getting alliance right now? A whole lot, holy shit. Sao Tome and Principe, that's the green alliance. Let's see who we're getting. Oh no, we're getting Morocco, it's the pink alliance. Damn, just as the pink alliance gains a new country, we're losing another one. Come on, give us a war this time, there you go. And, oh, Gabon is actually going to attack. Gabon hasn't attacked anyone so far. We're going pretty passive for most of this, and we're going... I think that's Equatorial Guinea? Yeah, that's Equatorial Guinea. That's actually a very smart move from Gabon, because Equatorial Guinea isn't in an alliance right now, so this is actually a really good idea. So this is actually a good chance for them, even if they're only on an alliance with the Ivory Coast, but still. And we're getting incarceration rate. Nice, we haven't had that one yet. Alright, let's check on Equatorial Guinea first. 63. That is actually really low. That's gonna be hard to beat. Gabon is definitely higher, 228, and Ivory Coast, we're here. 91. Equatorial Guinea 1. Gabon, despite its best efforts, is out. And the pink alliance is dead. Ivory Coast is now left with 0 friends. And Equatorial Guinea, despite having 0 bodies, manages to expand their empire, and that is... Oh, it doesn't fit. Yeah, blue, green and orange are the only alliances that are still left. Goodbye, Gabon. And we're getting another war, that's nice. Or... Oh, that was closer than I thought, but it's a war. Let's see, it's gonna take this time, and it's Zambia. They're going... I don't think they can really go north because Burundi is there. Okay. Yeah, no, they can attack that. That's Burundi. They're going east. That is Rwanda. That is the blue alliance. I probably would have rather attacked Lesotho if I was in that spot, but okay. Let's see. Blue, I think blue has almost certainly won this by now. Like, there really has to be something happening for them to not win this. And we get obesity rate. This is a category that I mostly include because it's just a first world problem. If you see having a high obesity rate as a good thing because you find fat people attractive, that's totally okay. But it is a health risk, so we are gonna see it as a negative thing here. Nothing wrong with liking fat people. I too enjoy me some good BBWs from time to time. Okay, let's take a look at the orange one first. Burundi is really low at 4.5%. That is super low. Zambia is a bit high, 9.4. That's still pretty low though. Okay, blue, we have a ton of countries. Botswana is definitely higher at 17.5. High 4.5 is going to be really hard to beat. Congo. It's not really under R. Liberia is at 16.2. Rwanda 4.6, almost, but we're 0.1% higher. South Sudan is at 8%. Sierra Leone is at 6.4. Oh. Only the Republic of Congo, and the Republic of Congo is at 8%. Oh my goodness. So this means, thanks to Burundi, Zambia manages to defeat Rwanda. Crazy. But yeah, that just shows just because a country has more bodies doesn't mean it's gonna win. And Rwanda is out. Zambia is now the king of East Africa instead, even though it's not even really in East Africa, it's more Central Africa, but it now has all the land in East Africa. Oh, I forgot to look at Egypt. Shit. Okay, it's not like it would really matter. I actually have a really high obesity rate. Alright, that means Rwanda is out. 16 countries are still left. And we're getting another war. Let's see. This time Liberia is the one attacking. One of our neighbors is in the blue alliance too. They're going northeast. And yeah, that is the Ivory Coast. That is a really good opportunity to take the Ivory Coast down because they are no longer in an alliance. Ivory Coast has done really good though so far. They have met a lot of wars. Ah, it's happiness. Our flag would have been fun. Ivory Coast has a score of 5.10. That's actually not too bad. That's better than Liberia and Sierra Leone. It's better than Egypt. It's better than Botswana. And it's even better than the Republic of Congo. Oh my goodness. And South Sudan isn't even on here. Wow. Ivory fucking Coast is fucking overpowered. They win everything. I think we should be concerned about the Blue Alliance. We should be concerned about Ivory Coast. How is the Ivory Coast so fucking good? They win everything. They won so many wars. And now they even won a war against an alliance with like 6 or 7 countries. How many do I have now even? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They won against 6 countries. That is insane. But just like that, Sierra Leone is out. And now 15 countries are left. Exactly 15 countries. Another war. I'm perfectly fine with that. Now is the part of a tournament where you really want the wars to happen. And this time, is it really gonna be Senegal or South Sudan? South Sudan. Does the arrow point thing even work for South Sudan anymore? There's such a border goal, but that arrow is definitely Zambia. Oh my goodness, whoever is gonna win this will have so much fucking land, it's not even gonna be funny. Like, whoever's gonna win this one will own like half of the continent, basically. Okay, it's blue versus orange again. And this time it's stability or global peace index? It's stability. Now orange only has 2 countries, so we're gonna look at those first. Burundi 92.6, that's not very good. Zambia a little bit better, 81.2, but still not that good. Botswana, okay, yeah, the blues have won this one. And this also means that the orange alliance is dead. It's the only other alliance still existing is the green one. And now South fucking Sudan is the literal largest country that could ever possibly exist. Like, Jesus Christ, South Sudan. You guys are doing really well. You guys don't have much success in real life though, so I'm happy for you. I'm very happy for you. They really are the main driving force of this alliance. They have the most land. They're the ones that brought most of the new countries into it. They're the Blue Kings. I hope they don't leave the alliance. That would be very sad. And just like that, Zambia is out, down to 14. And another war. Cool, I'm happy for that. Let's see, who's gonna be aggressive this time? It's blue one again, the Republic of Congo. Okay, they can either attack Sao Tome, Equatorial Guinea or Burundi. And they're attacking... that's like southeast. I'd say that's Burundi. And our challenge this time is... natural disaster risk. Oh wait, okay, where's Burundi? At a 3.3. Didn't we already have that one with this alliance? I think we had. Yeah, Botswana is at 1.4. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah. Where is the Republic of Congo? I'm curious if they would have won by themselves. Okay, they win. But with their buddies, they're able to do that. The more we go on, the bluer this map becomes. I think this is I think now it's like really getting clear that the Blue Alliance is indeed the victorious one here. Goodbye, Burundi. Let's see, Alliance. We haven't had that one in a while. And we now do have quite a few countries that aren't in alliances. Like... No, no. Come on, pick a country that isn't in an alliance. There are quite a few of these. Yes, go further. Yes, Gambia, yes. Okay, Gambia joins the blue. As already said, this map is getting increasingly more blue. And another war. Only 13 countries are still alive. We're nearing the end. And this time, oh, Equatorial Guinea. I think they are completely surrounded. Yeah, although they can still attack Sao Tome too. Sao Tome is like only to the west of them. Whether the arrow points more east or west, we're gonna attack. And it's, yeah, that's east. We're gonna attack the Congo. Or the Republic of Congo. Doesn't matter. The Blue Alliance will most likely win. Like, if Equatorial Guinea wins this, that would be fucking insane. And we get poverty rate. Alright, Equatorial Guinea is at a 2.5% when it comes to extreme poverty. That's lower than the Republic of Congo. It's lower than South Sudan. The Gambia, okay, the Gambia does have data. It's lower than the Gambia. It's even lower than Botswana. But it's still not as good as Egypt. So yeah, thanks to Egypt, the Congo eliminates Equatorial Guinea. Yeah, now the Blue Alliance pretty much owns the entirety of Central Africa. Goodbye, Equatorial Guinea. Now only 12 countries are still left. And another war, damn, we're getting a lot of wars now. But honestly, that's a good thing, I think. You want more wars to happen near the end. And this time, this time's not a blue country. It's Sao Tome and Principe. Okay, we can either attack Ivory Coast or the Congo. Most likely gonna be Ivory Coast, but could also be the Congo. And it looks like it's going to be the Congo. Not a good idea. I would have definitely attacked the Ivory Coast. Although, considering how the Ivory Coast has been performed so far, maybe it might be a better idea to attack the Congo. They do have two bodies on their side, Lesotho and Morocco. So I still think they still have a somewhat solid chance of winning this, I'd say. And we get murder rate. Let's look at the green countries first. Morocco, Lesotho, and Sao Tome. Lesotho. Is that a 38 point? Holy shit, that is really high. That's bad. Morocco's really low. It's 1.7. And Sao Tome is at a 3.2. That's also pretty low, but Morocco's the best at just 1.7. And now let's go through all the blue countries. Botswana is already higher, 11.3. Egypt, okay, Egypt is lower, 1.3. Yep, Sao Tome is out. The Green Alliance still exists because Morocco and Lesotho are still part of that alliance. But if one of these two countries goes out or just simply leaves the alliance, then only the Blue Alliance is left. And yeah, I think it's basically certain that Blue has won. If it already isn't certain now. I think Green has a chance of winning if Ivory Coast joins. Ivory Coast is like really fucking good. But other than that, I think Blue has most likely won. And now I think Comoros is like the last island nation still left. And we get another war. I wasn't expecting them to be the last island nation left, to be honest. Oh, Ivory Coast, don't start a war. Okay, it's Lesotho. Although maybe we should start a war. Although, does it even matter with Lesotho? I'd say they're... Honestly, as long as they don't go straight to east, which they didn't here, so I'd say that's Botswana. And we get education. Okay, let's look at the greenies first, the green ones. So to 0.56, that's pretty decent. Morocco is better though, 0.63. Let's take a look at the blue. Botswana 0.67, okay, yeah, that one. Didn't we already have this category before with these two alliances? I think we might have had. And this also means that the Green Alliance is dead. Only blue countries or countries that don't have any alliances are still left, so I'm pretty certain that the Blue Alliance has won this. Unless the Ivory Coast somehow manages to be so overpowered that they win this, but I don't think that's gonna be the case. Look at this map. Literally the entire, all of South Central and Eastern Africa minus the islands are part of Blue Alliance. These as other countries really need to like bond together if they don't want Blue to win this. And that's likely not gonna happen. And with Lesotho out, we now have exactly 10 countries remaining. These are like our top 10 countries still left. It would be interesting if we get Alliance now. Come on, go Alliance. Go, 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 go. Nah. Now I actually would have really liked an Alliance. And it's Senegal too. Can Senegal even attack Blue? Although Gambia is in Blue. I forgot Gambia was in Blue. And they're deciding to attack Gambia, those small ones. I don't know if Senegal is just scared of Ivory Coast, which I could actually understand. Ivory Coast is doing really fucking good, but still. And we're getting traffic-related deaths. Senegal, 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 Gol, 23.4. We're not gonna win, I already know that. I want to compare it with Gambia at first to see if Gambia... Okay, Gambia by himself would have not won. But yeah, with Botswana and Egypt, yeah. Blue has like straight up won this. I don't see any way for any other possible alliance that could even still form to win this. And this text is still too big. Now only 3 non-blue countries are even still alive. We really are nearing the end of this. And by the way, all of the blue countries then, or the countries of the winning alliance, are the winners. Alliance. It would be funny if we get like a completely new alliance. This could actually happen. Oh, that Morocco is not part of the Blue Alliance. If we get another country that isn't part of the Blue Alliance, like Ivory Coast, this would be a new alliance. But nah, okay, they're joining the Blues. They're joining the Blues. Both Morocco is now also part of Blue. Now Ivory Coast and Comoros are the last 2 ones remaining that aren't Blue. Let's see, are we gonna choose the violent way or the peaceful way? That's like the question that comes now. And it seems like we're choosing the violent way. I mean, they do have a very slim chance of winning like this, but the chance is so small, it doesn't even matter. And it's the Gambia. The Gambia can only attack Ivory Coast, so yeah, we're gonna attack them. And the challenge is HDI, Human Development Index. If the Ivory Coast wins this too, that would be fucking insane. But I'm gonna lose my mind. Ivory Coast is at 0.582. I don't think we're gonna win this time. Yeah, Botswana is immediately higher, yeah. Ivory Coast is unfortunately out. I'm almost sad about it because the Ivory Coast, they did really, really well. And they even managed to do really well by them own, but them not joining alliance is what ended up causing them to die. There you go. Now it's all Gambia right now. Gambia just went from like the smallest country only to like an actually really big one within like 2 terms. And just like that, Comoros is the last one remaining. The only question is, are we gonna choose the peaceful and quick way or the hard and violent way? And it seems like we're choosing the hard and violent way too. Wow. I don't even need to spin the country wheel or anything else. It's Comoros versus any blue country. And I don't think we're gonna win this. Global Peace Index. We're not gonna win this. I'm just gonna say we're attacking Botswana because that's their closest neighbor. Alright, Comoros. They're not even on here. You gotta be kidding me. Well, that went wonderful. Are you kidding me? No. Okay, it's happiness. Not gonna lie, I think... Is Comoros even on here? There are! 3.75, that's awful. But that's still better than Botswana. Egypt? Egypt is better, okay. Yeah, that's it. Comoros, you could have been one of the winners, but you had to choose the violent way. Now you're part of Botswana. That's why you don't choose the violent way. We're gonna save this. And yeah, that's it. That was the African Battle Royale. The Blue Alliance has won, and this alliance consists of Morocco, Gambia, Liberia, Egypt, South Sudan, the Republic of Congo, and Botswana. Congratulations to all of these countries. All of these 7 countries. 7, I think, yes. You guys have won. You're the winners of this, so be proud of yourself. If I had to go with a country of this match, I would probably go with South Sudan, simply because thanks to them, the Blue Alliance even managed to have this many countries. Plus, they have the most land. But Ivory Coast also did really well for being so lonely all the time. I want to give a special mention to them. But yeah, that was it. That was this Africa Battle Royale. I'm gonna do this with other continents too. I'm probably gonna do Europe next. And then I'm also gonna do Asia and the Americas. I'm gonna do the Americas into one, North and South America. Because they by themselves don't have that many countries. So yeah, stay tuned for those if you enjoyed this. And for now I can say is that thanks all for watching and we see us next time. Goodbye.